Hello Stampers, Jackie Ballheis from Klompen Stampers. Today I have a really pretty card I'm going to share with you, and we're going to use the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set. Now this is one that's been around for about a year now. I used it like crazy when the catalog first came out, and then I kind of subsided on it. So I've dusted it off, I've brought it back out, and I have a really pretty card to share with you. Now, I also want to remind you that right now for my online stamping class for May, rather than designing a new one, I'm bringing back my 4 most popular ones from this past catalog that will be ending here soon at the end of this month. And so it kind of works the same way. If you place an order between May 1st and May 10th using the special online class host code, you will get a free online class. But this month you get to pick from one of those 4 past ones. Your purchase can be whatever you want, because chances are you might already have all the supplies you need. So in the blog post that goes with this video, and it's going to be right down there in that video description, we'll show the 4 classes you can pick from. You can look at all the classes and see what you need, so maybe you can build your order around that, and it'll have all the details for you. But hurry, you only have until May 10th to get that free class. Now, if it's past the deadline, or maybe you're a demonstrator, you just don't want to place an order, you can still purchase all of these classes. That information's over on the blog as well. So, without further ado, I have a brand new project to share with you today using Good Morning Magnolia. It's not part of the class, but it's easy enough that if you watch this video, you're going to be able to make this project as well. So let's flip the camera down. Let's get started. Like I said, when this set first came out, I used it a lot. And that's why I think it was one of my first online classes out of the new catalog, because I think it's such a beautiful, versatile stamp set. Now today we're going to do some super simple coloring with Stampin Blends. Now I know some of you are more artistic type people and you love the Stampin Blends because of the artistic look you can get. Well, you know me, simple stamper to the max. So I'm going to show you how to use Stampin Blends very simply, but still get a really nice effect from them. So we've inked up that big magnolia. I am using the Memento Black. It is critical that if you are using Stampin Blends, you want to use that Memento Black to stamp your image. The blends are formulated to work with it. The black won't smear. This is a big stamp, guys, so I'm making sure I get some good pressure on there, and then we'll pop it up. Look at that huge, beautiful image. Now let's set that aside for just a second. Let that dry before we grab our blends. And then we're gonna just grab another stamp here, and it is called Enjoy Today. This is just a scrap piece, and you'll see once we get that colored, when I go over to my die cutting machine, I'm going to cut this out using this die. We're actually using the stitched rectangle dies, 3 different sizes for our project today, and you'll see why here in just a second. So we should be dry. Let's grab our blends. Now I have Petal Pink, the light and the dark, and Soft Seafoam, the light and the dark. You know, that's kind of the beauty of these blends, is having both light and dark to give you a great little image. So we're gonna go ahead, take the caps off. I like to start with my light, and I'm gonna just real kind of I like to say quickly and almost sloppily come around the edges of each petal on the inside. We're gonna spin this and get that bottom part. Okay, I don't want to fill in my whole flower with this one, because I'm kind of thinking it's more of a white flower for what I want to do, but yet it has just a little hint of this light pink to give it some dimension. And then I am going to come with the darker one, and I'm just going like right down there in the crevice of the beginning of each flower. I think it just adds a little bit of dimension. Okay, you can see it's like super simple. I'm not spending a lot of time trying to color and stay perfect in the lines. And if you want to come back with a little bit more light, you can, but I don't want too much on there. So we're going to call that good for our Petal Pink. Snap those lids on good. And then let's go ahead, and for my green, I think I'm going to actually just use the light. I'm kind of going out here around the edges, down along the bottom, maybe a little bit up the center of each leaf. Okay, I almost want it to be more of a, I guess, a watercolor look. Okay, so not like perfectly colored in the lines, I guess I would call it. So, you know, you can get whatever look you want, but I just wanted that more soft watercolor look. So we're going to stop right there before I get too crazy with those. Now, stitched rectangle dies. Here is the whole set. I like to store mine on a magnetic sheet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer these. And I'm going to eyeball center it, and then I'm going to take this size and I'm going to eyeball center it like this. And all it's really going to do is add kind of a layer of texture to my card. You know, I think anytime you get texture or dimension, it takes a very simply stamped and colored image and just gives it that wow factor. So I'm going to run over to my Big Shot. I'm going to cut this like this, and you'll see the effect when I come back. And then I'm also going to take this die, and we are going to cut out the Enjoy Today. So I'll be right back. Okay, so first let's pop this one out. Now you'll notice I put my die way over to the right edge because the way I'm going to make this card, we're going to actually chop off right up close to the E. So I knew I wanted to make sure I had my stitching around the top, bottom, and the right side. So we trim that down. Now here's this one. You can see how I put the dies on there. And then we're going to just pop these out. There's that one. Take this one off. And we're going to end up with 3 pieces to our image here. And you'll see how cool this looks in a second. So there is our image that we colored, all cut up. And then I'm going to take a piece of Petal Pink, which is the coordinating color here. Let's grab our adhesive. And what I'm going to do is put adhesive on the back of the big piece, the outside one. And go ahead and we're going to adhere this down. Now I will have all the measurements for my card and all the supplies I used over in that blog post. So again, make sure you go check that out so you can get all the information on my online classes as well. Now, this one, next we're going to go with this one. But before we adhere this down, I'm going to take a piece of linen thread. And I like to double it. So I just kind of doubled that. And then I'm going to come around. I have to think, okay, it's going to go that way. I want this side. So we're going to just go through our little, I guess you can almost call it a frame. And we're going to put it right on the edge here and tie a bow. Oh, I cut my thread just a smidgen short. Let's see if we can save it. I think so. There we go. Tie those down. And then when I double it, I like to try to pull one piece so it looks like, you know, you can really see both loops there. And then we'll go ahead and we'll trim this off. So there is our bow. Now next we'll grab our dimensionals, and we're going to put dimensionals all the way around this piece. So these, I like to use lots of these. I think it's a standard item on probably every order I make because, oh my gosh, I think I would go crazy if I ran out of dimensionals. It is a necessity in my book. So let's just peel all of those off. Now we're going to just adhere this to our card layer. Make sure you have it the right way so your image lines up, and we're going to adhere it right in that opening from where it was cut out. So you can see that's popped up a little bit. And then I'm going to put adhesive on the inside little piece and make sure, again, it's the right way. Let's kind of get away from our bow here. And this is one reason I like this liquid adhesive is because it slides. So I can easily kind of put it in there and slide it and then get it to where I want it, because you want it down on that bottom layer. So that's flat on the Petal Pink, and then you can see this piece, how it's popped up. So it just adds that little bit of dimension to it. We'll go ahead and adhere this to a soft seafoam base. And then we'll grab our greeting, stick that down good. And then our greeting, because I want to put this over this left side here, I'm going to put a dimensional on the left and the right, way out to the edge, because I don't want it in the middle, because I don't want it raised up over that frame. I think, does that make sense? So this way, the dimensional will go down onto the bottom whisper white, I guess. Lining up the left-hand side right over there. There's our Enjoy Today. Now, if you want to add a little sparkle or something on that, I do have the sequins here, and they're kind of fun just to add a little bling, I guess. When I do stuff like this, whether it's this or rhinestones or pearls, just about anything would work. I like to do everything in threes, so we'll just add 3. There is our card. Now, don't forget to do the inside of your card. So I'm going to go ahead and just take one of the other images out of our stamp set along with a inside greeting. We'll go ahead and we'll stamp that right there. Now, I would color that, but I'm not going to do that on our video today. So let's go ahead and pull in the other card, and you can see here, I've colored that the same way, and then there is our greeting on the inside. So that's our magnolia. Now, remember, guys, you've heard me say it a million times, no naked envelopes. So make sure you are stamping your envelopes as well. So I think what we'll do, let's see, I think I have that right. Yeah, thinking of you. Let's see. We're going to just go ahead and stamp our envelope that says thinking of you. And then I'll go ahead and I'll color that with the blends as well. So there you go. I hope you enjoy this card idea. Now remember, this whole idea of this frame and popping it up, you could do that using those rectangle dies or really any of the square dies, circle dies. You could do the same idea with that as long as you have dies that nest like these do to have the different sizes. Now make sure you hop on over to the website. Again, the link's right down there in the description of the video. I guess it'd be that way. And you'll find all the details on these cards as well as how you can get a free online class of your choice if you place an order with me by May 10th. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, make sure to leave me a comment or reach out to me. I'd love to help you make quick and easy cards. So until I stamp with you again, have a stamp happy day.